You can spend $80 on a bag of premium kibble, and it still won't give your senior dog the specific nutrients they need to reach age 15 with strong joints and a sharp mind. The truth is, extending your dog's lifespan doesn't happen at the pet store. It happens with what you add from your own fridge every single night. In this video, I will show you the exact rotation of fresh, anti-inflammatory foods that protect your dog's kidneys, brain, and joints as they get older, without spending a fortune. I am a veterinarian, and for over 20 years I've watched these simple bowl additions completely transform how dogs age in my clinic. Please tell me your dog's name and age in the comments right now. Hit subscribe so you don't miss our weekly health tips, and like this video so we can help more pet parents keep their dogs around longer and give them the best possible quality of life in their golden years. If you are feeding your dog standard dry kibble, I want you to know right now that you are not failing them. Feeding a regular dry diet does not make you a bad pet parent, and the fact that you are here watching this proves just how much you love them and want them to thrive. The pet food industry spends millions to convince you that their kibble is completely perfect on its own, and that adding human food will unbalance their diet. They do this because they want you buying their expensive joint care formulas and branded treats instead. But the truth is, dry kibble is highly processed, and it loses fragile nutrients like natural omega-3s and active antioxidants during the intense manufacturing process. It is completely fine as a base, but no dry biscuit sitting on a shelf for a year can compete with the active nutrients in fresh whole food toppers. We are going to take control back into our own kitchens today, using simple ingredients that you probably already have at home to provide incredible anti-inflammatory benefit. Aging in dogs is primarily driven by chronic silent inflammation. As a dog hits the senior years, which is around age 7 or 8 for most breeds, a process called oxidative stress starts wearing down their body. Oxidative stress is just the natural wear and tear inside the body that ages cells. It is exactly like rust forming on a car over the years. This invisible rust starts wearing down the cartilage in their joints, clouding the lenses in their eyes, and reducing the efficiency of their kidneys and heart. Dry food alone simply does not have enough active anti-inflammatory power to fight this daily wear and tear. It is like us eating fortified cereal. The cereal is fine, but adding fresh berries on top is what actually gives us the vital active vitamins. By adding specific fresh foods to their regular meals, we introduce natural compounds that act as a daily rust-proofing treatment, neutralizing the damage before it becomes a permanent health issue. You can actually see this silent inflammation starting to show up in your dog's daily routines. The most common early sign is what I call the slow rise. Your dog takes a few extra seconds to stand up from their bed in the morning, or hesitates before jumping into the car. It is perfectly normal for a senior dog to sleep more, but struggling to stand up is a sign of joint inflammation that we can easily manage. Another sign is the cloudy eye, which looks like a slight blue or gray haze developing deep in the pupil. Inside the eye, that oxidative stress is aging the lens. You might also notice a picky eater phase, where your senior dog stares at their dry bowl and walks away. Inside, their digestion is becoming sluggish, or they are craving moisture and scent. Catching these early signs with proper nutrition changes the entire trajectory of their senior years, preventing small stiffness issues from turning into major joint or organ problems. The very first ingredient you should add to their bowl is water-packed sardines. These small fish are incredibly rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential healthy fats that fight inflammation. Think of them as premium WD-40 for a rusty door hinge. It coats the joints so they glide smoothly without pain, while simultaneously protecting the heart and brain. For small dogs, give a quarter to a half of a sardine. Medium dogs get one whole sardine, and large dogs can have 1.5 to 2 sardines twice a week. The safety warning here is critical. They must be packed in plain water with no added salt, and never in oil or sauce. Adding too much fat at once, like feeding them sardines packed in heavy oils, can trigger a very dangerous and painful condition called pancreatitis. Stick strictly to these exact doses to give their joints that incredible lubrication without upsetting their delicate digestive system. The next powerful addition is fresh blueberries. These tiny fruits are absolutely packed with active antioxidants, which are vital for fighting brain aging and eye cloudiness. Think of antioxidants as tiny firefighters putting out the small sparks of inflammation before they become a massive wildfire inside your dog's body. Small dogs can have 2 to 3 berries, medium dogs 4 to 6, and large dogs about 8 to 10 berries. It is best to mash them slightly to help with digestion, and you can give these daily as a wonderful, healthy treat. However, there is a massive safety warning you must remember. While blueberries are fantastic, never ever let a grape or a raisin get anywhere near your dog's bowl. Grapes and raisins are highly toxic to dogs and can cause sudden, fatal kidney failure. As long as you stick strictly to safe berries like blueberries, you are providing a powerful shield against cellular aging. The third ingredient is homemade bone broth. Bone broth acts like a soothing liquid bandage for the stomach lining, while delivering a compound called collagen directly to the joints. Collagen is the essential building block of joints and skin. It is the natural glue that keeps your dog's cartilage strong, bouncy, and resilient. You can pour a splash over the kibble, about 1 to 3 tablespoons depending on your dog's size, a few times a week. But here is the absolute most important rule. The broth must be homemade using just plain bones and water. Store-bought broths almost always contain hidden onion and garlic powders, which are severely toxic and actively destroy a dog's red blood cells. Never use store-bought soup or bouillon cubes. By simmering plain bones in water at home, you create a nutrient-dense, hydrating addition that protects the gut lining and flushes the kidneys perfectly safely. The fourth ingredient to add to your rotation is pure pumpkin puree. Pumpkin provides an excellent source of soluble fiber that regulates the gut microbiome, firms up stools, and drastically improves digestion. When you add pumpkin, you aren't just helping digestion. A healthy gut actually regulates the immune system and reduces skin allergies. Small dogs only need about 1 teaspoon. Medium dogs get 1 tablespoon, and large dogs can have 2 tablespoons, 2 to 3 times a week. The major warning here is that it must be 100% pure pumpkin puree, and absolutely not pumpkin pie filling. Pie fillings contain dangerous spices and sometimes a deadly artificial sweetener called xylitol, which is highly toxic to dogs. By using pure, plain pumpkin, you give their digestive system the gentle fiber it needs to process their meals efficiently, keeping their energy levels up and their immune system strong. The final addition for our longevity rotation is a tiny pinch of turmeric, often mixed into a golden paste. Turmeric contains a powerful active compound called curcumin, which drastically reduces severe joint pain and overall bodily inflammation. To use this properly, you only need just a tiny pinch mixed with a single drop of coconut oil, because the fat helps their body absorb the curcumin effectively. You can add this a couple of times a week. However, keep the dose incredibly small. An excess of turmeric will cause severe stomach upset and diarrhea. These 5 additions are incredibly powerful for preventing and supporting aging issues, but it is important to understand their limits. If your dog has severe advanced arthritis, these ingredients do not replace veterinary pain medication. They work brilliantly alongside medical treatments, helping to lower the overall inflammation so your dog feels more comfortable and active every single day. I treat dogs with these exact age-related issues every single week. Take Buster, for example, a 10-year-old golden retriever. His owner came into my clinic because Buster had completely stopped bringing his favorite toy over to play and was limping heavily every single morning. They could not afford expensive joint injections or advanced therapies. I simply had them start rotating water-packed sardines, a pinch of turmeric, and homemade bone broth over his regular dry kibble. A month later, the owner sent me a beautiful video of Buster excitedly trotting around the yard with his toy again. The systemic inflammation went down dramatically, simply because we changed what was in the bowl. If we ignore this silent inflammation, it builds up over time. What starts as a simple hesitation to stand up turns into chronic limping, and eventually the inflammation damages the kidneys and hardens the heart valves. Catching it early changes everything. It is fascinating how the dog's body is entirely connected, which is why fixing the bowl literally fixes the whole dog. When you give omega-3 fatty acids for the joints, you are simultaneously protecting the microscopic filters inside the kidneys from chronic disease and failure. When you add bone broth and pumpkin, you are not just aiding digestion, you are cultivating a strong gut microbiome that actively regulates the immune system, which in turn significantly reduces frustrating skin allergies and constant itching. Everything works together. The pet industry often tries to sell you separate, expensive supplements for the skin, the joints, the brain, and the digestion. But by using whole, fresh foods in a proper rotation, you address all these systems at the exact same time. This holistic approach builds a foundation of health from the inside out, ensuring that your senior dog's organs do not just survive, but actively thrive during their golden years. By age 8, over 80% of dogs suffer from some form of arthritis or joint degradation. But replacing just 10% of your dog's dry diet with fresh, nutrient-dense foods has been shown to drastically reduce disease markers and improve their overall vitality. The absolute golden rule for all of this is the rotation rule. Do not put all of these ingredients in the bowl on the same night. A dog's digestive system needs consistency, and if you add 5 new things at once, you will cause terrible diarrhea. The secret is rotation. Mondays and Thursdays can be sardine nights. Tuesdays and Fridays get a splash of bone broth. Blueberries can be a daily treat. Start with just one ingredient, wait 3 days to see how their stomach handles it, and slowly build your weekly rotation. Pick one ingredient, like the sardines or blueberries, and add it to tonight's dinner. Give your dog a nice scratch behind the ears for me, and I will see you in the next video.